Perfect. Let's
Yeah.
proceed.
Now we
For the next 20 minutes, our agenda is simple. We'll touch on three main things: the president role, what are you required to do as a president, your responsibilities, and some resources you can refer to. At the last 5 minutes, it will be a question-answer section. It's open for any questions. Let's proceed. The president role. Let's go back to the chat box. What is the essence of the president role? I would like also mainly the participation of the presidents who has been presidents for over 2 to 3 times. If you're a first timer also, just use the chat box. What is the essence of the president role? Awesome. Lead and motivate. All right. As per the book goes in Toastmasters, you set the tone for the club. You provide leadership to all the executive committee. As a president, let's go out of the box, out of what the book goes, because if you become a president, you will get to know the following information. As a president, you will have to have a good relation with all the ExCom in 2 terms. A good relation when it comes to the chemistry between you and the team members. 2, knowing what each ExCom role has to do. You are their backup. You back up all ExCom roles. The Vice President of Education, VPE, the Vice President of Membership, VPM, the Vice President of Public Relations, VPPR, Secretary, Treasurer, and Sergeant at Arms. Within time, you will get to know what each, and there are resources that will help you know what each ExCom does. Let me focus on the VPE part. VPE, I can consider for any president, it's your right hand. When you lead as the president, you have a good VPE, most likely your club will achieve the ultimate goal, which is a positive membership experience. Let's say you are on your own. This presentation is also for you. During the club meeting, there are a few things that you must take into consideration. This comes to the second part of the presentation, the responsibility. During the club meeting, after that, we'll touch on outside the club meeting, and then the executive committee that I stated at the very beginning. During the club meeting, there are 3 things. Before you start the meeting, when you arrive to the meeting, and during the meeting on the spot. Before you go to the meeting, VPE, your right hand, you ask the VPE about any special recognition or member inductions. Let's say we have a first-time member on the club, the VPE will let you know. VPE will have the agenda prepared for the meeting. You must go through the agenda, know what is about to happen. Third, there are some parliamentary procedures that you must go through. This can be found in the resources too. When you arrive at the meeting, after reviewing the agenda, let's say now we are on stage, you are kicking off the session. Just like we did here, an icebreaker. Try to break the ice between the audience. Kindly mute yourself, team. I'll have to do that again. All right. During the club meeting, excuse me, when you go to the session, you are kicking off the session, you break the ice. Not only you have built chemistry before you start the meeting with your ExCom, you have to try and build this chemistry, this environment within the people that are in the room, especially first-time guests. Next, you call the meeting to order. Before you is the sergeant at arms. They state the club rules, the mission of the club. Most likely they are professional. When you kick in, you have to have a balance of both professionalism and also being friendly at the same time. You take the guest's introduction. You explain the agenda, what will happen. You provide information for the next meeting. If there are any announcements, you kick the session off with an announcement. For example, we have a first-time member, you note them out. One other thing, we have a special guest, a district leader, a VIP guest from your side or from your member's side, you note them out. At the end of the meeting, you adjourn it. So there are 2 portions during the meeting. You The sergeant at arms kick off the meeting. You take the lead as the president. You break the ice. You introduce the guests. You share your message. You share any announcements for the club. You set the tone for the club. Here, you can add a special touch, your signature, a signature opening. A signature opening can be requesting the audience all together to reply back to your greeting. For example, you say good evening. You make sure everyone replies back good evening. That's one. Two, how are we doing tonight? Everyone replies that back. This all has to do with a signature opening. That's at the very beginning. At the end, you adjourn the meeting and you announce any announcements. In addition to one other important thing, the session winners. Every session, there are winners. In the 3 segments, as per the agenda, there are 3 fixed segments: educational session, best speakers; table topics session, best table topic speaker; evaluation session, best evaluator. Now let's go back out of the box again. You must appreciate people who need appreciation. We are all volunteers in this environment. Everyone here is a volunteer. From the president up to a newly joined member, they are all volunteers. A moment of appreciation is very important. Touching back on the signature. An idea can be that we do at my home club, Discovery Toastmasters Club. When you end the meeting, you can request everyone from the audience to share with you a certain sentence. What we do, we say, see you next week, same day, same time, same vibe. You can do any signature that make people remember you, remember the club, and reflect the image of the club. During club meetings, there are many ideas out of the box that you can implement: a debate, a tall tales contest, a speakathon to train people for the club contest. 2 nice initiatives we thought about and we implemented at our home club. The first is the member of the month. This goes back to the appreciation. Appreciating the best member of the month. Who gets this best member of the month? After voting, all of you, all the XCOM meet, they can vote for the best member of the month, and you announce that. You can give them a gift, a memorial gift. It can be anything. Out of the box ideas can be during club meetings, celebrating occasions such as the Saudi National Day. Moreover, when it comes to the public relations, another smart idea would be making special reels that involves all the members of the clubs, publishing them on YouTube or else. Now, this all was during the meeting. Let's go back to the outside the meeting. You attend and vote at council meetings. There is a voting that happens every term to vote for the district leaders. You have the right to vote for that. You appoint the audit committee, the nominating committee. You receive official correspondence from the world headquarters. You are the presenter of the club. Any communications goes to you and through you. You develop and improve the club leadership overall. That's theory. We'll touch on that practically. You oversee the club administration. Now, it's very important to build chemistry, as I touched on. There are other ideas that you can use to build chemistry between the members of the club. We thought of 2 things at our home club, Discovery Toastmasters. The first is planning an outside trip to gather all members of the club. It was a hiking trip. This helped build the bond between the XCOM of the club, not only the XCOM, but also the members. Another idea suggested by our VPE also, named Toastmaster Chef Raz Mubarak. It was the Impro Masters WhatsApp group, training for the contests, table topics. That's outside the club meeting. A WhatsApp group, voice notes, random messages, random questions sent on a daily basis, and you have to reply to them in 1 to 2 minutes. Ideas are many. You may have to be or sit in a brainstorming session every now and then. And this takes me to another point, setting meetings with your XCOM. Not necessarily a planned meeting on a monthly basis. You can meet directly after the session, and such session, based on experience, such meetings usually are more practical and to the point. A meeting after the session directly, where you identify the flaws and try to overcome them. That's one. Every now and then, try to have a formal meeting every month, perhaps, to follow the club success plan. And that's another point that I follow or I touch on outside the club meeting. The club success plan basically is a plan you set for 6 months, for some clubs for 1 year, based on your XCOM term. This plan has many bold objectives, among which is that you achieve the distinguished club points, DCP. 10 points, you are a president distinguished club. Among the tasks in which that you can do to get the DCP are getting more than 3 members before the membership term ends. Another one is making sure that all or more than a number of members finish their pathway experience. There's a number for every level. Pathways are divided into 5 levels. A number for the level 1, level 2, level 3, and a limited number for levels 4 and 5. These are few ideas for the DCP, and there are also references that you can use to make sure you achieve that. That's for the DCP points. We touched on DCP points, club success plan, as a quick rewind when it comes to the outside club meeting. Ideas that you can use to build chemistry, a good, strong relation between the members and the XCOM. During the club meeting, many things you can do. Debate, tall tales, speakathon, member of the month, a reel for the social media, celebrating occasions, a moment of appreciation for the XCOM and for the members, a signature when you start and end your session with. At the club meeting, when you arrive, you review the agenda with the VPE, you kick off the session, and you end the session with announcing the winner. That's a quick wrap-up for everything we've said for the time being. Now going to part 3, the executive committee that I kicked off this meeting with. There are 6 executive committees: VPE, VPM, VPPR, secretary, treasurer, sergeant at arms. You lead the executive committee. What I say by lead, it comes to 2 mindsets. The first is that you delegate. The second is that you do the whole work. The third mindset, the best mindset, you delegate tasks, but at the same time, you must do the work. For example, a VPPR that got busy or is not able to perform their role the right way, you back them up. You cover the social media. It's okay as a president to do that. It's not that you're a leader, you just give the orders. You can go deep into the details. That's what we've been doing as per my experience, and that's how our home club, Discovery Toastmasters Club, reached to good levels. We are still 6 months for the DCP points to cover them, and we've already achieved 10 DCP points. That's the, not secret, but that's what we do. When it comes to detailed XCOM roles, like the treasurer, you will have to create a club budget. It's a non-profit organization, but there are expenses that you will have: the rent of the place, the certificates that you are going to print, the rewards for the members. All of that must be taken into consideration. You must set a club budget, among which you will set the membership fee. The membership fee will include the Toastmasters International membership. In addition, if there are any expenses that you incur as a club. How, when, who, what, I see it as theory. We've covered all of that. But to touch on that, how will you fulfill this responsibility? This is a good question that you must ask yourself. When will each action be completed? This comes to the club success plan. This is very important. Who is available to help you? Not necessarily from the XCOM team. You can also rely on members, active members from the club, in which these members will become future XCOM. You have to put that in your mindset as a president. What materials and resources you can use. There are a few resources that I'm sharing at the end of this presentation alongside a survey that will help you in your role. Outside the club also, every now and then, there are district meetings. Just like this meeting right here, the club officers training, you will have to attend that. There are rewards. The DCP points are one of the rewards you can get. We covered all of that. Here are the resources. You will have them right now in the survey. And here is the survey. I request you to scan the screen. There's a QR code. After you fill in the survey, you will have important links. And we will have a question and answer session now for 5 minutes. But in case you did not have the time to get your or ask your question, or I did not have the enough or good knowledge to answer it, you can approach me through LinkedIn until I get the right answer for it.